Hello everyone, and welcome to the 34th episode of the Poorly Planned Podcast.
You said that with a very heavy heart, I think.
I am pretty upset that we're back here. My name is Benedict. You probably know me better as BHL Hudson.
As the stutter man.
With me, as always, is my friend, co-host, with the mo-host. I hated that the second I said it.
No, I saw the glee in your eyes.
I think we should really start over.
No.
Frederick.
I do have the mo-host. It's great to be back.
Here we talk about movies, TV shows, bunch of nonsense. If you want to skip around to the different stuff, there are time codes in the description. We're going to talk mini reviews of the stuff we watched over Christmas, and then, for the first time in a long time, we're catching up on the news.
We're doing the news?
We are. I was thinking we were going to do 2019 movies, but why not do that next time, when it's probably going to be like March.
When it's going to be 2020.
But this time I was like, you know what, there's a bunch of news I want to talk about. As you can see in this little document, got so many trailers to talk about.
Oh my god.
So I think first we're going to go through just all of this garbage that we have here. So again, if you don't care about some of this stuff, skip ahead, feel free. Also,
we won't sue.
Spoilers for everything we talk about when we talk about it. Putting it up now, we'll reiterate it when it's something kind of big, but
we might forget, and if so, don't be mad.
If so, we said it, so you can't sue us.
Yeah, exactly.
Spoilers. So, without further ado, let's just jump into this. First off, Creed 2.
Oh, did we watch this one together?
Well,
at a Woody? Shut up. I know you watched it before, but we're talking second time only.
Then I think you're correct.
But my god, pretty damn good.
Pretty great. Yeah, I was
better than the first one?
No. Get out of here. I had obviously very high expectations because Creed's one of my favorite films, and I think it's not one of your favorites, but you like it.
I like it.
And you're more of a Rocky fan than I am.
Yeah, you're more of a Pebble kind of dude. But yes, I do like the original Rocky much more.
I wish a facepalm would come across better. Yeah, no, because I've only seen Rocky 1. I remember it being fine, but I probably should go back to it. I don't know. I feel like I missed something, because I was like, oh, that really wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. It's probably great, though.
Rocky 3 and 4, so good.
I promised myself that I would watch Rocky 4 before I saw this, but then
It'll give you so much backstory.
Yeah.
And knowledge.
But also, I already have the Adonis story, so anyway, Creed 2 was really, really good. Well, I mean, I think it was definitely not a lot, but it was slower paced than the first Creed. Because the first one, I think this one there were big spaces between the boxing. I think there were only like two big boxing matches and like one small one at the start. But there was a big space between the first boxing match and the second one where it was kind of like, it was a lot more about the character, and it was like a drama about Adonis and what's her name, Bianca. Start crying.
Yeah. It's Patriots Day all over again.
I'm actually going to talk about that.
Have you watched Patriots Day?
No, but I have to talk about a clarification with that.
Oh. Okay.
I think some people might dislike that, but also from seeing the first one, what I've heard of the others, I mean, the Rocky movies are basically dramas with like a boxing fight in it. Exactly. But it's not about it's about the characters.
Yeah, like especially Rocky 4. It's about like so at the beginning where Adonis gets killed by
Adonis. A time-traveling Adonis? Is that what you're telling me?
Cries again? You being serious? Apollo, he gets killed, and then it's just like, for, I don't know, a good hour of the movie, it's just Rocky being like, and then him training, and then he meets Drago. And
I think that's what makes in this one, it's a similar thing. I think that's what makes it so satisfying when it finally comes back in the end, because you care so much about Adonis and Bianca and Rocky and their relationship, but I really liked that, and I thought I wouldn't enjoy it the second time around because it's kind of slower. I still thoroughly enjoyed it, and then so I think that was really well done. Maybe like one scene could have been cut out there, but I think for the most part that was really it was really good. And then the actual boxing parts of it are amazing.
Film, like how a lot of it's like in one shot. It's like,
yeah, and also I was really impressed with Michael B. Jordan, not only acting wise, but also like he clearly learned how to box. Like there's one he could clearly beat me up.
I don't want to say that I'm scared, but I'm
like,
scared.
There's one shot where in the first training montage before he gets like absolutely demolished, there's like a really long, like 30 seconds something, long take where he's doing I don't know the proper name for it, but the thing where they have the hands up and then he's punching it.
Oh yeah,
the hands up puncher. That's
yeah. You know the old punch a hando.
And like I was like, wow, that's really impressive. And then
Adonis.
And then the second training montage and the final fight. I think Rival. No,
was it Adonishing?
I wouldn't go that far.
It was Stallone.
I think the training montage and the final fight are on the same level almost as the first film, and that's like one of my favorite scenes in any movie. So that's a big compliment.
Especially since I said it, like, honestly.
Come on. I love the song choice in the training montage and the desert and everything, and then also the final fight. And we said spoilers, so spoilers again. The moment where he finally knocks out Drago is like almost up there with the part in Infinity War where Thor enters Wakanda. Like it was almost on that level of like the best movie moment of the year for me, because it was, and then the music comes in and it was so satisfying.
You know what I also found really good? You know how it's like what's his name? Victor and Ivan, right?
Yeah, I love them.
Right? And then at the end where they're like, it's alright, like he hugs it out.
Yeah,
like,
I was
good.
Like,
Drago.
They were great villains. I really did not.
Yeah.
That was, I think, the thing that surprised me the most is that
Dolph can still act.
Dolph is really good.
He is.
His kid, the actor known as Big Nasty. It's his Instagram. It's also in the credits. It's like
it's also his birth name.
It's his middle name, Victor Big Nasty Drago. But
Victor Big Nasty.
Honestly, I really enjoyed, and like at the end, I was almost kind of rooting for both of them, because I was like, yeah, I want Adonis to win, obviously, but then also I was like, you know, if he won, like, I mean,
and Drago's douchebag wife.
Oh yeah, she's Birgitte Nielsen. She's a Danish actress. I saw it with originally before you came along.
Yeah.
Saw it with my dad, and he was like, it's Birgitte Nielsen. I was like, I don't know who that is. He's like, she's just the most famous Danish actress ever. You no son of mine doesn't know Birgitte Nielsen. I was like, all right, yeah. I mean, she didn't do anything, but I thought I really enjoyed the villains, and the ending was great, and they all wrap up all the loose ends. Yeah, everything. I really, really enjoyed it. The only problems I have with it are just there were a few moments where, besides the pacing, I think there were a few moments.
I thought the whole hearing thing would play like a larger part.
I forgot about that. Oh my god.
Exactly.
Well, I thought that was a good scene when they find out that the kid was deaf. That was emotional. Also, easily the worst moment in the movie is when after she's given birth, then Rocky enters the hospital room going,
he goes, yo, that's hot.
But hey, most of the movie.
But hey,
yo, and he did it so casually, like he's just throwing it out there. No, overall though, I mean, those are very minor things, and one of those isn't actually a problem. But I really enjoyed it. It was really good. All right, moving on. You played Fallout? I think that's not a movie.
Played
Fallout. Or is it a movie or a TV show also called Fallout?
Well, I don't want to say that you've hurt Cavill's feelings so much.
Oh man. Okay.
Oh my god.
Favorite movie of the year.
Yeah. I was gonna say, what was that video you made?
Is this like a book? Mission Impossible 6?
Is that a card game?
Because I thought, because you indulge in the video games, so I assumed it was.
I do.
It was a video game thing, but now I realize it's the Cavill. I'm gonna take it out.
So I watched Mission Impossible Fallout with my sister, and it's great as always. She went when Cavill got that hook in his face.
I was like, wait a minute, what?
Excuse me. But again, very good movie.
Dude, I bought it on iTunes, and I did not realize this in the cinema, but it has a changing aspect ratio. Look at this. So most of the movie is like normal, like this, like with the thing, and then when it goes into the finale, it goes like IMAX, where it takes up the full screen. So I don't know, it was really cool, and bloody on iTunes it's in 4K, and well, I don't have that QLED whatever fancy TV you have sponsored.
Well, true.
Not really,
true.
but
sponsored.
Yeah, no, it's
always great.
Bloody great. And that Cavill smacking the guy with the computer.
That's so good.
That's such a good moment. What's the line?
I needed a face.
He's like, where's the pit?
Where's
Cruz dies. Cruz chokes. Where's the urine?
On a peanut?
Albert flicks it. Anyway, yeah.
They call him Cavill Poindexter.
Fallout's great. Moving on to something that you've watched that I haven't. So you're ahead of the curve on this one.
Well, as usual, but Birdbox. Why do you refuse to watch it?
I don't know. It's just I don't refuse to. I just haven't got. It's like the big. Everyone's talking about it. You know, it's everyone has seen it.
And I am that hipster dude who doesn't watch the big movies.
Like, I don't know. It just didn't look. Like, you know, I'll watch A Quiet Place because it's got Krasinski and it looks good. But...
It's got Krasinski.
God, this is such bullying on this podcast. I don't know if you've noticed. But, like, it also, I didn't hear great things about it. But what did you think?
I was going to watch it very late at night in my room alone in the dark. Realized, nah. So I watched it at 4 in the day with my dad. Some people don't like it, but, like, I thought it was very good.
So what's it about?
It's about the bad thing, I guess. It's like some otherworldly thing that's entered the world, right? And causes people, if you see this thing, it causes you to, like, commit suicide. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
It, like, makes you see the worst thing in
exactly. And then you commit suicide, right?
Okay.
But the terrible thing is that it's just the wind, and I could not help but think Mark Camus, The Happening. So, like, you see leaves rustling, or leaves crowing, I should say, and then...
I didn't get that. I didn't get that for a solid second. It was the worst second of my life.
But otherwise, it's, like, very good performances. Cutler Beckett is in it.
I always
don't you know.
You reference him so often that I should know who that is by now.
Tom Hollander.
Oh, yeah, that guy with, like, a very unfortunate name.
Yeah.
Considering he's now the least relevant Tom Holland in Hollywood.
Yeah, but he's in it, and, like... So the thing is, do you mind if I spoil it? Or
no, not at all.
But, like, so they go visit the hospital, but she's kind of like an artist. She's a bit of a hipster. And then she goes with her sister. Turns out she's pregnant.
Wait, which one? Bullock or his sister?
Bullock.
Okay.
And then on the way back, they see in the hospital this woman just, like, hitting her face against the glass, like, trying to commit suicide. And then they're like, panic ensues. They're out driving. Then the sister sees this thing. And and it's actually very well made, I feel, because when you see this thing, like, your eyes, like, go completely not red, but, like, they go misty or something like that, right?
Go a little bit of the what's his name from Game of Thrones, the Raven guy, Bran.
Oh no, oh. Wrong, terrible.
I can impress you for once.
And then she tries to, like, kill herself, right? Turns over the car. She doesn't kill herself. She gets out of the car and steps in front of a truck.
Oof.
You see all this. It's very graphic, but like wow. And then they get, like, they all huddle in a house. You know who's in it? Rod.
Okay, I'm watching it. Come on.
And Rod kills himself.
No!
Rod saves some people, and then he kills himself.
Rod. Does Bullock kill herself?
No, Bullock and she births that, and actually, there's so much to explain in that movie.
Wait, I thought the sister was pregnant, not Bullock.
No, Bullock is pregnant.
Oh.
So there's so much to say, but honestly, it's a really good movie. Anyways, you watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
I did, and it was amazing.
How is Nick?
Nick was amazing. It was so good. You really need to watch. Honestly, I've told, like, everyone they really need to watch it. Even like this is a movie I can't imagine, but, like, I
got a great imagination.
I don't think it's hard for me to imagine someone not enjoying it. Like, no matter who you are, because it's got something. It's kind of like The Incredibles in that way, where it's like a movie where I think
it's got a bit for
everyone. It's just great. Animation's fantastic. Voice acting is great. You know who plays? Because, like, there are tons of different versions of Peter Parker, right? You know who plays, like, Nick from New Girl plays, like, the really kind of deadbeat, like, older, depressed one. You know, plays like top quality.
But I thought it was Miles Morales.
Oh yeah, but Nick from New Girl comes in and, like, you know, tutors him and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
The like the top quality Peter Parker is voiced by none other than your boy Pine, who we'll talk about later with a little bit of Outlaw King.
Oh, we will.
But also in the movie they reference, like, he's, like, referencing all the stuff he did and, like, all the great things he has, and he's like, and I made a Christmas album, and then they actually made a Spider-Man themed Christmas album with Pine. Let me just, as long as we don't get copyrighted, let me just look up Spidey Bells.
Spidey Bells? What?
Is this anything? Yeah, okay, that's all I can play without getting copyrighted. So yeah, no, that's a fun little detail. Otherwise, it's just a fun story with great animation, super funny. Nick Cage is in it. I think he was my favorite of the alternate Spider-Man.
Who did he play?
He's Spider-Man Noir, and so he's in black and white, and he's like kind of Batman-ish, and he's like a 1920s detective kind of thing. There's Spider-Ham, who's the little
pig
Looney Tunes character.
Did John Hamm voice him?
No, missed opportunity.
Come on, man.
It's just so good, and I don't want to spoil it for you, although there's not a ton to spoil in it. But it's really good, and Mahershala is in it.
Mahershala.
That's the Prowler, which is a terrifying villain. Like, he has this, I can't even describe it. It's this theme that comes on whenever like he's on screen. It's horrifying, and like the animation is great because he moves super fast, and the colors and it's so good. Yeah, I really want to see it again.
It's very unlike like normal animation, right?
Yeah, it's a completely new, different style. It's like kind of comic booky and kind of 3D and almost a little bit 2D, but it's definitely 3D.
Most likely 4D.
It almost looks like motion capture sometimes. It's really, really cool, and it's funny and a good story. It just all around one of the best films of the year, easily.
Oh. Next,
another one of the best films of the year, I'd say.
This is honestly, I love this. Not only the movie, but the soundtrack so much for this.
Okay, it's A Star Is Born. As far as the soundtrack, the only one I know, like the only one I remembered and have listened to since, that's kind of because I was forced to, because it's like on the radio, is Shallow. Yeah, which I like, but I don't know. Maybe it's not my kind of music, but I haven't really listened to the rest of the soundtrack.
It's so like maybe some of the like hardcore Cooper, which is his stage name.
It's his magician name. I mean,
that's not for me, but like I've got a whole new respect for the Gaga.
Yeah, I didn't know she could act this well. Like I remember, I've seen her in that in the Golden Rule.
I haven't seen that.
Yes, you have.
Have I? Oh.
Just, you can see the Timberlake light up in his eyes. The SNL skit with Andy Samberg and Justin Timberlake.
Yes, you have.
No, yeah, she's fantastic. Like, she's better than
better than Cooper.
Never. Cooper was so good, too.
Cooper was amazing. His directing debut.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he directed this. It's fantastic.
Wrote, directed, and starred in Is Born.
It's the alternate. It's the first draft title. Wrote, directed, and star Aborn by Bradlison Cooper. But yeah, no, he's amazing, and spoilers. I think best scene in the movie is the Cooper pisses himself at the Golden Globes scene or whatever, or the Emmys or something.
It's both like it's like a really
horrible.
sad moment, right?
It was so bad.
You sat there like, no, Coop.
Yeah, no, it was really hard to watch. Also, honestly, I think, like, this is weird because, you know, the emotional core of the movie is obviously Cooper and Lady Gaga. But honestly, I think the moment that hit me the hardest was when he was talking to his brother, and he was like, I always looked up to you or something. But
You're my hero. Sam Elliott?
I love Sam Elliott.
He sketches a soothing voice.
He's in everything. He's in his room. He's right there.
I watched A Star Is Born with my dad, right? And I had to punch him because he goes... It's unrelated, no.
Because I hate him.
And he goes, oh my god, it's Sam Neill. I was like, Dad.
It's like, you just knocked him out.
Threw him out of the cinema.
Excuse me, old man.
Think again. Come back once you've righted this wrong.
But no, jokes aside, it's fantastic. It's really, really good.
Really, really good. One of my favorite movies.
Oh, also, I just want to say, in La La Land, the song they make where it's supposed to be like the soulless corporate song, you know, the one he does with John Legend.
Yeah.
John Legend. John Legend. I actually like that song. In this one, the corporate soulless song she does about like, I can't remember, but she does some terrible song. That was actually bad. And like, it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But I just, yeah.
Why do you look so good in those jeans?
Yeah, that one. Copyrighted. They think it's Lady Gaga. Moving on to one of my favorite films, The World's End. Better that.
Wait, is this the...
It's not the Pirates of the Caribbean film.
No, but...
It's not the Seth Rogen film.
Okay, good.
It's neither of your two favorite films.
Fair.
Or your two favorite concepts, Pirates and Seth Rogen. It's in fact the...
If you were to mix those two, just imagine what would happen.
Seth Rogen is a pirate. That would be dope. The World's End, the Edgar Wright finisher to the Cornetto trilogy. Just one of my favorite movies. Peg, Frost. It's incredibly funny and rewatchable and exciting, and also a really nice heartfelt ending.
Is it?
It's I don't know. I love it in the sense that wow. Microphone explodes. The atomic power of that sneeze. Bless you. What was it? Oh yeah, I like showing it to people who like have no idea what it is, which is most people, because then like it starts, you know, a completely kind of normal comedy, and then it takes this like hard turn into this apocalypse like robot takeover movie, and it's just fantastic.
Are the three like movies connected?
No,
but it's like same actors. Or...
Yeah, same actors, same style, and like, you know what, they could technically be in the same universe. Well, no, they couldn't, because in one of them zombies take over the world, but they're my favorite movies, maybe. Or, you know, I think all three are in my top 10. Maybe not Shaun of the Dead. I know that's everyone else's favorite. It's actually my least favorite of the trilogy, but it's still fantastic. Anyway, moving on. Closer, which you watched or played or read. I don't know what this is.
I sang. No, I watched it this morning actually.
What is it?
It's so terrible. Actually, it's not. It's just it's not terrible. But it's such a meh. Nothing movie.
Give me a synopsis, or just give me a premise.
It's
give me a taste.
It's basically a female bodyguard played by I forget her name. She's pretty famous. Yeah, Closer cast.
Kira.
No, it's not that. It's a Netflix movie.
Are you sure it's not The Bodyguard?
No, it's called you.
Naomi.
Where is it she was in?
Noomi Rapace.
Noomi Rapace.
You probably don't pronounce it Noomi Rapace, but that's what I'm going to do it. Oh, she's a Swedish actress, which is pretty close to Danish, so it's probably Noomi Rapace.
Noomi Rapace.
Noomi Rapace. She was in Prometheus and The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
She's in Sherlock Holmes? Bro. Oh, that's where I've seen her. Anyways, it's such a nothing movie, honestly. Yeah, Into a Bodyguard. It's like you said with Solo, like, it's not bad, but nothing interesting happens in it. And then the girl, like the rich spoiled brat she's protecting, is just so annoying.
Why'd you watch it?
Because we were eating breakfast this morning, and my dad was like, you know what, let's watch something. And then he
this is the most you could have watched The Punisher. Well, I'm trying to think of a segue. That was bad, but
it's close to good.
Which Brooklyn Nine-Nine is. Brooklyn Nine-Nine came back for season 6.
You've seen 2 episodes. I've only seen the first, but
yeah,
the first episode I really liked, actually.
By the way, we're recording this on January 19th, so episode 2 came out 2 days ago. Episode 1 I loved. I think nothing's changed because they moved to NBC, really, besides
the one thing that, like, I don't know if this is going to be a thing more, but you know when this B needs they're allowed to swear now, which they do in the second one as well. I think maybe they changed precinct or something, like the set changed. I couldn't really tell. I don't know. I think it's still the same writers. I think it's still great. The premise was fun. You know, I was about to say vacation. It's vacation for married people. What's that called? Honeymoon.
What's that thing happy people do when they love each other? And then I think
it's a vacation for married people.
Raymond Holt, I think it's interesting what they've done with his character, and I think the only thing I don't really like about it is, like, every single episode he is the one who is acting the wrong way and learns a lesson, which that's really not how they set up his character. Initially it was kind of like the opposite, where Jake needed to learn how to grow up, and like Holt was like. And I think it's interesting if they swap that on his head, which they did for a lot of episodes, where, you know, he needs to learn to grow up and be more mature and talk to people and that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But it's been like several seasons now where it's almost every episode Ray Holt like learned, and he's like, at the end he's like, this morning I thought that I needed to do this, but actually friendship is more important or something. I don't know. It's not bad, but it's just at some point I think
it's
like
certainly not good.
It's just like he's like a child in every episode, and I'm like, okay. I don't know. It's
we need the OG Holt back.
Yeah, but still, I think I still love the Holt and Jake dynamic and everything.
Yeah.
I've also my mom started watching it like from the start, and so I've been dropping in and out and watching some of the start with her. Like, it's very different back then. Yeah. But it's still really good. And then season 6 episode 2, they did a Scully Hitchcock episode, which was really funny. I'm
looking forward to seeing that.
It was really, really good. And also I rewatched what's it called? Can't remember the title, but the one with Sterling K. Brown, which I honestly think
Fun!
which I think might be the best episode of the show, because it's like, you know, it's a really good premise, like, and really well executed and great guest performance. And then also, I forgot about this, but at the end, once they get it's already in the patient's mouth, son, then afterwards they go outside and they have, like, I think honestly, like, the nicest moment in the show between Jake and Holt, where they have, like, a little laugh and he goes, like, I'm proud of you. And they don't break it with a joke or anything. They, like, just, gives me some of them Office vibes.
Oh my god.
I love that. So overall, no, it's good. I know I went on a bit of a Holt tangent there. I still really like Holt. I still thought it was really funny how he was, like, super depressed in the honeymoon suite. It was really, really good. No, yeah, I loved it. It's
a good show.
It's great. I also been watching a little bit of that Parks and Rec.
I've seen some of that as well, actually.
I really want to keep watching it. It's just like I never feel like urgently to watch it, but whenever I decide to, I'm like, oh, this is really good. I watched the season 2 Halloween episode, which I think might be one of the best episodes I've seen so far. I'm out of breath because I'm talking so much because I'm carrying this podcast, and then you mock me for it, and I don't know what to do.
I have to say,
it's good.
I've seen a bunch of clips on YouTube, especially of Ron Swanson.
He's great. Yeah.
He's a lot of fun, but like the show hasn't really picked up for me in the beginning.
No, I mean, yeah, it hasn't hooked me where I'm like, I need to keep watching. I'm like, yeah, I'll watch some more of it, you know, sometime. But it's good. It's a fun show.
Mm.
We're gonna have to actually pick this up a little bit. You watched Pirates 1, 2, 4.
Oh, you know I did. It's so.
But why didn't you watch 3?
Thank God.
Rick on. Dick on.
Such a failure of a podcast. No, yeah, of course. Gotta rewatch some Depp now and again.
No, well, I don't think that's why you need to. Well, I mean, all
right.
They have more merit than just depth.
They've got great depth.
In Gibbs. Through Gibbs's amazing
Master
interactions.
Gibbs! Is there any particular reason my ship is gone? The ship? We're on the ship.
I don't know. I don't understand
Jack,
anything about
the
that.
ship's gone. Really?
I don't get anything.
I can. But yeah, always. We've talked so much about pirates.
Far too much. I might
But
say.
like,
we have to do an episode someday just to get it all like out in the open.
Yeah, to really just pirate it up. But always great. I always feel so because it's part of my childhood, right? So I've watched those I've watched the first one at least 50 times. Not even kidding. No jokes, bro.
It's like how Indiana Jones is to me, except mine are better films.
Don't want to hit you with a gopher, sir. But
I didn't watch that one growing up. Hit that Sean Connery. Oh. Anyway,
as I usually do.
BlacKkKlansman.
I really wanted to watch it.
It's
I
amazing.
failed Woody.
It's amazing. Oh yeah, we were gonna go. Yeah, Driver is fantastic. Denzel. I was about to say George Washington. Denzel Washington's son is great, and Topher Grace as David Duke, who's still alive and still terrible. He's fantastic. Topher Grace, not David Duke. David Duke is like the worst person. Topher Grace is great in the performance. Because I feel like the way I worded that, it sounded really bad. But when it's a really good movie, and like, you know, there's not I don't have much to say about it on this podcast because, like, you know, here we're just two bros joking around, and there's not much to joke about here. It's just really good. And it's really funny too. Like, I'm not gonna spoil it. No, great movie. I watched 7. One of your favorite films.
Was in the box.
Was in the f***ing box.
Come on, it was in the box. Become Wrath.
Was in the box. It is amazing.
It's
and
so good.
So depressing and dark and like disgusting and horrible. It's just so. It's such a horrible like universe, which I guess it's the real world, but.
And something like. It's a very minor thing, but something I really like is also like the intro with like the kind of like, you know.
Oh yeah.
It's very cool.
And a surprise Spacey at the end, which is that's the thing. You know, it's always difficult when like you're discussing this kind of like he's in my favorite, what I would say is my favorite movie, Baby Driver, and like I think he gives a good performance, but he's a bad person. So it's a hard. I don't know. It's weird to talk about. You know, everyone else is good. Freeman. And Pitt.
Pitt is so good.
Pitt is fantastic. I liked Paltrow, and also I think I don't know. I think it wasn't ruined for me, but just because I knew where it was going to end up. I was kind of like, the whole movie, I was like, all right, when's it? And then she's like...
Where is the box?
And spoilers, we already said, but when she's like, oh yeah, and I'm pregnant, and I was like, oh, this is just, damn it, damn it. Does Pitt go to jail at the end?
I assume so. Like, it's, yeah. Surely, right? He just murdered a prisoner. Like,
I guess. Well, maybe he just gets chewed out, because he's been chewed out before. Freeman, got him. Freeman just goes, I made a deal with you for that man's life. The most epic crossover.
Just
Waltz is in the box. 7, it's great. But yeah, don't watch it if you don't have the stomach for it.
Also, the part where they find the guy and turns out he's not dead.
Oh yeah, that was a
like,
good jump scare. Okay, we're gonna have to speed run through a bunch of these, which I don't think. Okay, yeah, because there's some of these here at the end that I really want to talk about. So I think some, stuff we've talked about before, I think we can speed run through.
We're not speed riding through Elementary. I want to spend at least 20 minutes.
We're gonna speed run through Iron Fist. I watched a few episodes on the plane. It's fine. I'll finish that damn season eventually. I'm making through
if it'll kill me.
one episode every 2 months or so. I'll get there. Punisher. I watched the first episode of season 2. It's great. Apparently the rest of it is not as great. The first episode is amazing.
Is it?
The first half.
Is Russo in it? The first
very
episode?
at the end.
Oh.
Spoilers, but the first half of it is like, it's more frank, like character stuff, and he meets this woman at this bar, and it's really nice and heartfelt and like really engaging. And the second half just goes insane, and there's this bar fight. It is.
I look forward to it.
And the best moment at the end, there's giving them chills. Where at the end, after this horrible, like, he's killed all these people who are after this girl, and he's driving away with the girl, and she's like, "Do you think there'll be more of them?" And he goes, "I hope so." And it's like, oh, Frank! It's really good so far. I can't wait to continue. Outlaw King.
Alright, we need to talk about Outlaw King.
Okay, let's get through all the stuff that we don't really have much to say about first. BoJack Horseman, watching is great.
Elementary, New Girl, always great.
Vikings, still good.
So, yeah, new season. I've only watched 3 episodes, but so far, not bad.
I watched Ghostbusters. I've seen it basically like through clips and like, you know about it from pop culture, but it's like, I should just watch it so I can say I've seen it all through. It's good. I don't think it's one of the best movies ever made, like most people do. I think it's good. It's a fun time, and Bill Murray's, actually everyone's great in it.
Was it the first time you watched it?
I think I saw it a long time ago. But yeah, no, it's
a fun old time.
It's a fun time.
Have you seen Law Abiding Citizen?
Is it with, no, it's not with the Cruise.
It's Discount Cruise. The Butler. Jerry Butler. But
the hunter killer himself?
The Django and Jerry Butler. It's gentlemen, you have my
curiosity.
You had my curiosity, but now
you have my attention.
Oh, I'm really happy you helped me out there.
I got
you saw my DiCaprio was failing a little bit. You jumped in, you saved it, and now we run the best podcast ever. No, but I watched.
The D's silent. Dude, I've watched some Django clips. So good.
Me too.
Anyway,
Law Abiding Citizen. If you have not watched it, you have to watch it. It's so good.
Let me see the Rotten Tomatoes percentage here. This might be. I remember you said the same thing about Couples Retreat. 26%.
Honestly, that does not do it justice. Okay, you have to watch it.
The worst combination: Jamie Foxx, Jerry B,
GB,
the JF and the GB.
No, okay, that does not do it justice.
Unnecessarily violent and unflinchingly absurd, Law Abiding Citizen is plagued by subpar acting and a story that defies reason.
No, it's so good.
You know what? I'll. Is it on Netflix?
I think yes, it is.
Oh, it's directed by F. Gary Gray. He does good stuff. All right, I'll consider it.
So Jerry B's wife and child are killed. He then like they're caught, but then he like pleads. Well, not pleads. Like he pleads guilty. Like rats out the other guy who didn't really have that big a part. And then so that guy who gets ratted out.
I'm lost.
He gets death sentence, but the other guy he walks free, right? And then Jerry B decides to take the law into his own hands. And then it's so good. And Jamie is and the JF. He's Jerry B's butler.
The Gerard Butler squared.
He's his lawyer, right? He's like, this is a good deal, but Jerry B, no likey.
It's his official plea. The client, please, no likey.
And then Jerry B tries to get like revenge on everyone. Genuinely a very good movie.
I'll consider checking it out.
You'd love it.
You watched Game Night on New Year's.
Oh yeah, everyone hated it. Apart from me, I don't understand.
That's why you need me there.
Yeah,
I'll be your movie hype man.
And
it's good though.
Love it.
Yeah, it was my number 10.
Oh my god.
I rewatched Birdman for the first time in ages because I say for a while it's like one of my favorite movies, and I was like, considering that I haven't actually seen it in a while, so I should watch it. I love it even more now because I feel like I appreciate it on more levels now that I'm more mature and developed as a film critic. No, it's really good, and genuinely I think I appreciate it more now. You watch some of that. I put these two together. You watch some of that National Geographic.
Oh, and the Planet.
And then I watched a bit of that Planet Earth too, because I was
I love
over in America. I was editing some stuff, and I had the house to myself, and so my grandpa has this big old TV, and so I was like, you know what, put on some of that 4K, Blue Planet, not Blue Planet, Planet Earth.
Blue Planet 2 is out, but I haven't seen it because it's not on Netflix. And then National Geographic. Watch some lions. Always a good time.
Outlaw King.
Pine's new movie, Netflix, and it's about like it's right after the events of Braveheart, basically, right?
I've heard that, yeah.
With it's very like plot wise, it's kind of like messed up. Like you don't really know what's going on sometimes, but you do know that William Wallace has been killed, so Gibson is dead.
Is that how Braveheart ends?
Yeah, it does. He goes, freedom! And then he gets ripped, right? But you find out in the movie as well, right?
Oh, yeah, I've seen that, I think.
But you find out in the movie as well that, like, William Wallace is dead. Right. And then they carry William Wallace's torso and arm through the streets, right? And I'm 100% sure that it's actually Gibson's dead, and they just... so that hangs there. And Pine is very good, actually. And there's a guy called Duncan.
That wouldn't be a James Duncan Halpert, would it? Don't kill him.
His land has been taken from him, and he wants like everyone to remember his name and stuff. So in battle, he keeps on screaming Duncan, right? He's like Duncan. He's like great, like it's really fun to watch because he goes completely insane. He's like Duncan. He like kills a guy, rips his head off or something. He's like Duncan. It's very good. And then
does not sound good based on that description.
Like I don't think you'd like it. Critically,
because it's good.
Critically, it's not the best, but I had a good time with it. I like the large scale battles and stuff. And there's some of that.
I can enjoy a good, even if it's not like, a good movie. I can enjoy like something that's just a bit of fun. Like
You know what's fun? Law Abiding Citizen.
Never mind. I only like critically acclaimed things. Speaking of critically acclaimed, though, I watched No Country for Old Men. Also, spoilers for No Country for Old Men, real quick.
An amazing movie, yes.
Amazing, fucking terrifying. What's his name? Javier Bardem. Horrifying. He's an amazing. He's so good. Then, okay, I have an embarrassing confession to make though, which is the entire time I was watching the movie, I was very sure that the main character was played by Ethan Hawke, and I was like. Then at the end, I looked it up, and it was Josh Brolin, and I was like,
"You're like, I don't understand how."
But then I went back and watched, and I was like, "Of course that's Brolin. What am I doing?
How did you think that's Hawk?"
I think it's because I'd been. Don't ask why, but before sometime over Christmas, I watched the trailer for The Magnificent Seven, with the new one with Hawk, and so I guess I had this image of a Western Hawk in my head, and so I just pasted it overwards, because afterwards I was like, that's totally not a hawk.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's 100% not. But then the whole movie, I don't know. It was a very trippy moment. But anyway, that aside, fantastic
movie, right?
Tommy Lee Jones. The ending is.
Yeah. What do you think of the ending?
I don't know.
What do you think of Harrelson's death?
I forgot Harrelson was in this. I thought Harrelson was great. Javier with his air gun, which doesn't sound very threatening, but
he just shoots air.
I thought initially it was like cause it's like a cow, like a thing you kill cattle with, right? Where a rod comes out. Mm-hmm. I thought it was just like shot like really high pressurized air at first. I was like, that's an interesting weapon, but no, it's fantastic. I don't really want to say much more about it because I think you should just watch it. It's very good.
It's
super
good.
Tense.
You know the scene in the gas station where he's like,
"What's
the most you've ever lost in a coin toss?"
Oh my god!
Now, is that not a brilliant Bardem?
That was a pretty good Bardem. I think it was a really good old man at the counter of that gas station.
Well, gosh, sir, I don't know.
I think the best scene was in the hotel with the Hawk lookalike and Bardem when he comes in chasing him.
Hawk is so the Brolin lookalike.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Then I saw Aquaman which was just... I don't even know how to
Yeah,
describe
I saw
it.
your review, and you're like, there's so
just
much in this
so
movie.
much happen. It's like, I kind of gotta respect it, because I think you're also similar on this, where like my least favorite kind of movie is just like a super bland one. Like, it's not great, it's not terrible, it's just, whatever.
Yeah.
It's so not whatever. It's the opposite of what it's so insane and crazy and stupid and ridiculous, and it's fun. Spoiler alert for Aquaman. I won't spoil anything huge for you, but at one point they go to the center of the earth and there are dinosaurs. It's like, I was like, what am I watching? It's insanity.
Aquaman, come on.
And
now.
it's really good. It's not really good. It's enjoyable. It's really enjoyable. Momoa is pretty fun.
So they totally just copied off Ice Age.
Yes, it's very much an Ice Age 3. It's the Ice Age 3 of the DCEU. No, it's they're just huge battles and like ridiculous costumes, but the costumes actually look cool, and terrible one-liners and just horrible acting.
That was the worst pep talk.
I don't think that's actually in the movie in the end.
What?
Which is a shame, because that was the best line in the trailer, clearly. But it's fun, and yeah, I think
And Momoa?
Momoa is great. Momoa is clearly just having like the time of his life doing this, and you can see like also in the interviews and the press tours, he's so just like
He's so
I enjoy that, yeah, because he's just having a great time. Nicole Kidman gets some terrible dialogue. The visual effects are fantastic for the most part. It's great, kind of. It's not good as a movie, but
but
it's enjoyable.
There's a lot.
I think you definitely would like it.
You get distracted by shiny things.
Yeah, Bumblebee. Pretty good. I wouldn't say amazing. It's got some dumb stuff in it, but overall, easily the best Transformers movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's a very fun time.
How's Cena?
Cena's awesome. Cena's like super over the top. Like, he's just, he's kind of hamming it up. So he's like, if you don't get me that Transformer, I'll rip your fucking face off or something. He doesn't say that. I think it's rated PG, but he says something like that. He's like he's kind of like Dwayne Johnsoning it a bit.
Okay.
He's over the top and having a good time with it. Visual effects, it's fun. It's a nice story with Haley Steinfeld and Bumblebee. It's good. It's fun.
Is it set in like after Markimu?
No, it's set in the 80s. So it's like a prequel, but it's also kind of not a prequel, because like it's kind of a soft reboot, but at the end, spoilers kind of, spoilers, but I don't think it really matters. I don't think it really matters. At the end, he turns into the car he is in the first Transformers, so you're like, oh, it is connected, but maybe it's not. Who knows? Blindspotting. I watched this yesterday.
What is this?
This is it's an indie movie. Like, it's not one I think you would have heard of. You don't keep up with this kind of stuff. But it's like one of those, like very small kind of films. I don't really want to describe it, because I think you should just watch it.
Like action or
no? It's a comedy drama kind of thing, but it's most of it it's comedy.
Got that Central Intelligence going for it.
It's definitely better than Central Intelligence. It's about this guy who I don't think I've seen in anything else, and he's amazing. Which I hope he's in more stuff. David Diggs.
David Diggs.
Which sounds kind of like a cowboy name, which is kind of cool. Oh, he was in Wonder. Oh yeah, he's the really nice teacher in Wonder. I
haven't seen Wonder yet.
It's
I
really
really
good.
want to.
But and then his friend Miles, and they kind of, it doesn't have much of a
story.
Yeah, I think like the main like conflict or the story kind of comes from towards the start. He sees a black guy get shot by the police, and then that kind of that comes back consistently throughout the movie as like the main. But then there's different stuff that comes up, like why he isn't together with his girlfriend, and different stuff, and his friendship with his friend who's kind of like a loose cannon. He's on probation, and it is hilarious and like emotional. It's so good. It's one of my favorite films of the year easily. The ending is a little, I don't know, because the movie is set in like reality, but sometimes it's a bit of a heightened reality.
Yeah.
And then the ending gets a little more heightened. Like, it's kind of like, I don't know. I'd have to think about it more. I'm a little weird in the ending, but most of it is amazing. And then Donald from Pitch Perfect does show up at one point, and he has an amazing,
what does he
incredibly hilarious scene. I won't spoil it, but he does something very similar to, how Luis and
not a dude. It's not a dude.
Luis and Ant-Man, does those stories. Michael Pena.
Oh yeah.
He does something similar to that, and it's amazing. Blindspotting, fantastic. Please watch it. The Hateful Eight. I watched finally. Loved it.
Well, I like it, but I like the Django and Bastards a lot more than this.
Me too. but not a lot. I think it's close to that level. It's
like it's a very well made movie. But I keep in mind I watched this on a plane and like
that's the worst place to watch this.
Yeah,
it's like very
slow and long.
Yeah, it's based off like a stage play, and like it's basically a play because it takes place in 2 locations, and but
acting wise, very good.
And I think it's just a testament to Quentin Tarantino and his writing, and like this stuff, everyone knows this, but like I always think about the pub scene in Inglourious Basterds when I first watched that. I was like I checked and I was like, oh, we've been sitting here for like, I don't know, 20 minutes or something. And not 20 minutes, but a long time. They're just talking pretty much about like stuff that doesn't really matter to the story.
It's just so well made.
It's fascinating. Yeah, and there's a lot of that in this where they're just kind of like talking, and it's super engaging. And then, the third act, everything just goes insane.
Yeah.
Walton Goggins is one of the best actors. Walton Goggins is
just in real life in general.
He's amazing.
He is very good.
He's so good. Yeah. What a pity that he was wasted in the MCU in Ant-Man and the Wasp with his like very minor villain role. He's the new Justin Hammer because he had a very small role and he was fantastic. Right. And now they should bring him back somehow because I love him so much. And in this, he teams up. Well, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's great. And then something very similar. Bad Times at the El Royale. I really want to
watch this. We failed Woody.
We almost went to Woody's to see this, and I think this would have been one of the best Woodies. Not only because like it's a great movie, but also I think we would have enjoyed it on the Woody level because Ham is in this, and Ham. I'm not going to spoil it, but Ham does a few things throughout where I'm like, you're like Freddie would love that. Freddie would love that Ham moment, but it's genuinely, it's amazingly shot. I love like the color scheme and how everything looks. All the acting is great. The characters are fascinating. Jeff Bridges and the girl whose name I can't remember right now. She's like it's Deborah or Darlene or something. They're amazing. I was a little lukewarm on the Hemsworth. Mm-hmm. I think his part and the third act kind of falls apart.
Hemsworth looks like so incredibly insane.
That's the thing. They give him, he's supposed to be like the villain, like, crazy kind of thing. And it just feels a bit like they give him stock villain lines to say, like, like lines left over from the Joker or like Javier Bardem. And I think it was just miscast because I was never once intimidated by him in the movie. Like he does all these crazy things and he's shooting people whenever. And I was like, I don't know, Hemsworth. I think it was
Hemsworth, you're too nice.
No, it's just I don't know. But the rest of it is fantastic. We got to really move this fast. Bandersnatch. Did you watch / play this?
I have not played / watched it.
Fantastic.
It's got Captain Eyebrows though, doesn't it?
It does. Let's not call him that. Yeah, it's really good. I don't know. I've never really done. I know people have read Choose Your Own Adventure books and that kind of stuff before. I never really did that, and so I thought it was a fascinating experience, and it's incredibly meta. Like it's a Choose Your Own Adventure like movie about someone making their own Choose Your Own Adventure game, and I don't want to spoil it.
Whoa.
I don't want to spoil it, but it gets like, can I spoil it actually? And I won't.
How long does it take to play / watch?
Well, I think you can like, because there are tons of different minutes. So I think you can do it like 30 minutes, but then you can go back and keep going for like I think like 2 hours or something, just doing the different. I got pretty much all the different endings except for one, which a friend of mine showed me afterwards, which I think is like the coolest ending. So I'm kind of disappointed that I missed that one. But that one involves, I'll just say, it involves the daughter of Captain Eyebrows' girlfriend, and that's all I'll say without spoiling anything. But that I think might be the coolest ending. But
it's like it's action, like about making that thing, but then like something goes wrong, or
it's like a character study of this guy slowly going insane, and then I don't want to spoil it, but it's really cool. Now we have this chunk of news. Do you want to do a little speed round of the news?
I think so.
No, let's go in depth.
Wait, only this chunk?
Yeah, and then we have some announcements. And like fan art stuff.
Let's go for it.
Let's speed round the news. Did you see the Us trailer?
I did, and it looks so. At least from the trailer, it looks very good.
And it's coming out in 2 months from now, so I think we might be hitting that Us Woody.
Oh, last Peel Woody
was I think maybe the best Woody.
It was so good. But like also how they took that modern-ish kind of song and still turned it.
Yeah, I got
creepy.
I got 5 on it. I think it's called. Yeah, I love the song. How it comes like. Yeah. I love that. It's not the beat, but it's like dun, dun, dun. Yeah, it's a terrible recreation. But yeah,
I got 5 on it.
I have a bad feeling though that Winston Duke is gonna die.
Oh, I thought you said he's not gonna do Like a good job in the acting.
Because there are a few shots in it where, like, there's one where he's on the ground and his, like, clone or, doppelganger punches him. And then there's one where, like, he's swinging with a baseball bat. And, like, it's, it's very small. This is just a very, like, loose theory. And, like, it doesn't really seem like the doppelganger is affected or, like, moves, really. And also, I think it's going to be one of those situations where, in a horror movie, where you think the heroes or, like, one of the main characters gotten the upper hand. But then he, gets stabbed or something.
Yeah.
I don't want it to happen because
because that's
so likable.
That's also one of the reasons like Get Out was so good.
I don't want that because it defied all those, and it's like everything. So if this is in that Get Out vein, Winston Duke is gonna fucking knock someone's head off with a baseball bat
with an antler that he finds somewhere.
It looks terrifying.
It does.
That concept is also an amazing concept.
Yeah, like again, Peele with the symbolism.
But Peele is just
we are
horror genius and a comedy genius. He's just a genius.
I love it.
Get up there, Key. Meanwhile, Key's in The Predator.
Key is not doing well, is he?
Nah, Key's
in Pitch Perfect 2 and
yeah.
Well, they're both in Toy Story 4.
True. So Key's career is saved. No, I love Key almost as much as Peele. I don't know. Who do you like more, Key or Peele? It's like choosing between your children, right? And that's very easy.
I can easily choose. I think I might have to go with Key.
Oof.
Wrong choice.
But yeah, no, I think it's a great premise. It looks cool. I'm excited. Did you see the Hellboy trailer?
I did actually. Yeah, I haven't seen the original Hellboy, so like.
Well, but it's a reboot, so it's. I don't know. I like David Harbour as the character, although I think for most of the trailer, the costume looks and makeup looks pretty good, but the first shot you see of him, it looks really bad. Like where he's like, and it's not a great. I don't think it was a very funny joke where he gets shot at and he's like, "I'm on your side," and I was like, why'd you open with that? Like, that's probably the weakest part of the trailer, and it really, like, the rest of the trailer I thought was pretty good. I liked the song. I thought some of the CGI looked a bit like Scooby-Doo CGI, with a big monster.
Oh, I love Scooby-Doo.
It's not, okay, never mind. Something worse than Scooby-Doo. I don't know. I think it looks, okay. Did you see the Game of Thrones Season 8 teaser?
I gotta.
Bloody...
Both of them.
What was the first one?
Well, the first one is not really anything, but it's like of like the map where it kind of like
there've been a bunch of stuff for Game of Thrones Season 8 where it's just been like not footage from the actual thing.
But like
this is also that actually.
But I still like really enjoy it because I'm so into the lore, so I'm like maybe this will happen in this place and right. But I don't know. Of course, it's just awesome seeing my boys, my children again. But I just find and I've said this before, but the whole Night King plot,
it's the least interesting part of it.
It is, yeah. I really hope it doesn't take up the entire thing, because that would be really sad.
Will. I think they might have, assuming they didn't start, I mean, they obviously had production going, like, assuming they were still in early stages where they could change stuff, I think they might have listened to some of the feedback on Season 7, where people were like, that was the least interesting part of the, them just fighting ice zombies, and they might have made some changes where Cersei maybe plays a bigger role. Yeah, it's like... Age of Ultron and Justice League where they're just fighting, endless hordes of bad guys. It's like, it's not as interesting. Army. Yeah. And the character stuff is what makes Game of Thrones great. Exactly. So I hope they focus on that. Trailer's fine. They find the statues themselves.
I was going to say something. Oh, have you heard the thing about the... I don't think it's like set in stone, but it's rumored that there is going to be a Game of Thrones spin-off, right?
Yeah, no, it is set in stone. There's a prequel.
But what's it about?
Oh yeah, no, it's not.
Because it's been rumored, and this got me like very upset because it's rumored it's going to be about the Night King's origin. I'm like, come on, there's so much lore.
Yeah, well, I think they're just gonna. I don't know that.
Like, why not make it on Aegon's conquest?
Honestly, I don't. Some of the stuff I think like, why are you Fantastic Beasting this? Where it's like, it's a great story, and then you got to keep making more stuff. Like, just leave it be. But also, it is a huge universe, so I can understand why they'd want to make different stuff. But also about the Night Kings, I thought they showed that, didn't they? I mean, how they make the ice zombies where they put.
So it starts out with like the Children of the Forest, right?
Sure, yeah.
So they were like at war with the First Men and stuff like that. So I think, and then they made the Night King to like help them, but then he went rogue. So I think, it's gonna be something about that, just more in depth.
I don't really like that.
Me neither.
Hey, anything can be good. Did you hear the Mission Impossible news?
No,
Oh, you haven't?
Is this a Tom Cnews?
I completely forgot we ever had that segment. Yeah, I'm gonna move that to the end.
I can't blame you.
Okay, we'll get back to the Tom Cnews. This is something I found out this morning when reading the comments of my latest video. This guy, I think he's called Battle Up Saber. Oh yeah, that's something I want to talk about. This is completely unrelated to anything. But I just want to say, I've noticed this guy
staring at me.
I just want to make sure this is the right guy. There's this dude called... Okay, wait. Battle Up Saber. Yeah, I just want to say, this dude with, I think he has a Darth Vader avatar. I see him pop up all over, like, he's always, like, the top comment on a ton of YouTubers, like, videos. Like, because he writes, like, you know, funny comments on, like, a lot of stuff. And he's been in, you know, Yai, the Jax Films series. Like, I think he's been in that, but I see him all over the place in, like, the top comments and everything. Anybody, he listens to our pod.
Does he?
It's
Battle Up.
It's funny. It's a funny good thing. Anyway, so he brought to my attention that there is this Justice League versus the Fatal 5 animated movie coming out. And the exciting part is, it's in the same animation style and with the same voice actors as the Justice League cartoon.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
And so I just want to show you this little snippet of... They released this, like, promo for it, and then they've got, like, look at that. It's
the actual animation.
And they've got Kevin Conroy back as Batman. I don't really know what it is. Oh my god.
Straight up, that we're gonna use Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. They're always kind of like, you know, Genie. Nothing like me.
Oof.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, it's so
Nothing
good.
Like
so I'm very excited about that now. I don't know anything about it, but based on that, I will watch it. Did you see the Men in Black International trailer?
I did, and I don't think it's gonna be very good.
It didn't look terrible, but
but like without a Smith in the Men in Black franchise, there's just no point.
I haven't seen the others, so I don't really know.
I really like them. Like, they're not very good movies, but I really like them.
I like Tessa and Chris though, and Neeson. You never go wrong with a Neeson.
I mean, true. Until he throws you in the river.
Yeah, that's where you go wrong with a Neeson. Very obscure reference. Speaking of Smith,
no one was expecting a Buster Scruggs reference.
Speaking of Smith, though, back to our Smith Genie news.
What a transition!
This is what I do best. Did you see the picture of Will Smith as the Genie?
I think I did, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. Well, I guess this is the best one. There he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
hot. That's hot.
That is hot.
Can't lie.
Apparently he's gonna be blue in the movie though. He said on Instagram this was just for like
of course he is.
A promo still. I don't know why they would leave with this though. Like he's like, this is just Genie's human disguise form. But like I'm sure on the poster for the original Aladdin, they didn't have Genie's human disguise from the movie where he's like this weird kind of genie shaped man. Right? Like
surely not.
Why would I don't know why they did that. Anyway. That's all I had to say. What do you think of it?
Well, like, you can never go wrong with the Smith either. So
I disagree. You sent me that video of him dancing in Paris, and I think you can definitely go wrong with the Smith.
Oh my god, that was horrible.
That was the best video ever.
But I'm looking.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
Did you see the second and third trailers for Captain Marvel?
I don't think so.
Second trailer looked kind of I mean, it wasn't bad. It just looked like, you know, standard Marvel, and I was like, I thought we were kind of past it. It was like,
yo.
It's like when Ant-Man and the Wasp came out, and I was like, you know, it's fine. But then the third trailer looked a lot better, and it's got some, you know, Fury, Captain Marvel banter. Fury, the de-aging on him looks incredible. It's insane.
Does it?
It looks like it's a young Samuel. It looks good, you know. But then again, you can also just, you know, put rock music behind anything and it'll look cool.
Does he have both eyes in this? Yes,
but he's gonna lose it, I think. Did you watch the Golden Globes?
I did not.
Very cringe. Like. That was the most internet thing I ever said. It was rough. Like normally,
who hosted it?
It was Samberg and Sandra Oh, who she's in Grey's Anatomy apparently. I don't really know.
Were they good or
no? Well, okay. Here's the thing. I normally I know everyone's like, oh, the Oscars and the Golden Globes are pretty cringe, and most of the time, yeah, they're kind of cringe. But I enjoy them. Okay, it's kind of a guilty pleasure, but I like watching the Oscars. It's just, you know, it's a fun thing. But this year, my God, it was bad. Like I think there was one joke that they had where they're like, let's look at some of the best Golden Globes moments ever, and then it was a montage, and it was just Andy Samberg and Sandra Oh winning their Golden Globes, and then it ended. That was pretty funny. But then everything else was just like...
So Samberg wasn't good?
Samberg, like, I like Samberg, but it didn't seem like they knew each other. Like, they had no chemistry at all, you know? Like, so I don't really blame I blame whoever
I blame her.
No, I blame whoever like put them to just have Sandberg host it or have her host it. And then, yeah, the speeches weren't.
Who won?
Bohemian won.
I know Bohemian won twice, right?
There was a big controversy because Bryan Singer directed a lot of Bohemian. He's been accused of some terrible stuff, and also he got fired halfway through because he like didn't show up to work or something. They got the guy who did Eddie the Eagle, and then Green Book won something.
Oh, I really want to watch Green Book.
Me too. I went and saw Aquaman, and at the same time with some friends who are like more than you.
Fair.
And at the same time, my dad went and saw Green Book, and he afterwards he was like, "Yeah, I think I got more for my money." I was like, yeah, you probably did.
Honestly.
My dad, yeah, it's like my dad's favorite movie of the year. Everyone needs to know that. Put that on the cover. My dad's favorite movie. But then, no, it was terrible. It wasn't terrible, it was just not funny.
Did Cooper win anything?
No, but they cut to Cooper a few times, and he looked pretty sharp, clean shaven. That's pretty much it. We don't have to talk about Sonic. I don't think anyone really cares.
No, like the hedgehog?
No, the food.
Now something we do need to talk about.
Yes. John Wick 3, Parabellum. I don't know what Parabellum means.
Me neither. What is this?
I really should have looked that up beforehand.
Parabellum.
Oh, it's a type of gun. Really? A type of semi-automatic... Yeah, that's less cool than I thought it was. But it's also maybe more cool.
But it's suddenly I love it.
Because, I mean...
Well, why isn't it just called Chapter 3?
Yeah, first of all, it's kind of an awkward title screen there at the end. And also, it's like calling it, like, yeah, John Wick 3 AK-47. Like, but also, I like that it's not, like, Age of Rise of the Death of the Wick of the Keanu.
Rise of the Keanu.
But, now the trailer looked awesome, right?
It did.
Braun just saunters up there.
Yeah, Braun's like, hey.
If we get a Braun v. Wick face-off...
Jerome Flynn is the guy's name.
I love me some Jerome Flynn. I would be excited about that.
Lena Headey?
We talk about this every time we bring up Jerome Flynn.
We do that a lot. Not on the pod, but in real life.
On a daily basis.
I call just to make sure there's been no Jerome Flynn news.
I like him, though. And then John Wick kills a guy with a book in it, I think. He like puts the book in his mouth and just punches it. That's pretty good. And then there's like a sword fight on some motorcycles.
Oh yeah, where the motorcycles come with katanas. I was like, oh, that's...
I love the song.
Who's the girl at the end?
Halle Berry.
Ah, that's the one.
She's okay. I love the Blackbeard, and he's in so much stuff we watch. Ian McShane. He's Blackbeard, he's Tai Lung, and he's that guy who dies brutally in Game of Thrones for no reason, which is so sad. I like him.
You're a panda.
I thought you were doing a John Wick quote. And I was like, when does he... Oh.
Oh, he is a panda.
Wait, say, I'll kill them all.
I'll kill them all.
Of course you will. That sounded more like a...
Jerome Flynn?
Exactly. Moving on.
Of course you will.
Far From Home trailer. You saw it?
I did, and it actually... I haven't seen the first one, but this one...
It got you excited?
It got me excited.
You like the Spider-Man theme?
I do like the Spider-Man.
That's pretty good. Happy's dating Aunt May. Which is uncomfortable. I don't really have much to say about it. Do you like the Gyllenhaal?
You know I love the Gyllenhaal.
You don't want any part of this.
You say he's pulling a Syndrome-esque prank?
Yes. Also, I wanna clarify, because I saw some people on Twitter, not to me directly, but someone else made that Syndrome comparison. Like, actually, he's been doing this in the comics for 60 years before Syndrome even was a thing. I was like, I didn't read that article, so maybe it said something stupid. But if someone was thinking that criticism towards me, I just want to say,
I don't care.
You're wrong. No, I made the Syndrome comparison just to like I'm aware he's been a comic book character before Syndrome was a thing, and I'm aware Syndrome did not invent the plan of making yourself look like a hero by creating the bad guy. But I was just using it as a comparison because I feel like, you know, everybody
knows Syndrome.
Yeah. Anyway, looks great.
It does look great.
Actually, we'll do the I have two pieces of excellent news, but we're going to do the Tom Cnews first.
You wouldn't.
It's time for...
the Tom Cnews!
Alright. So...
we're back.
It was announced that Christopher McQuarrie, who directed Mission Impossible 5 and 6, will be directing Mission Impossible 7 and 8 back-to-back Part 1 and Part 2 coming out summer 2021 and 2022.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty good, right?
I look forward to that.
So that's exciting, and I was wondering, like, are they going to do another one? They're doing like 2 more, and I think it's going to wrap up the franchise completely. And it's been going since the 90s, so that's
It's impressive.
yeah. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm excited.
Me too.
Final piece of news, which I think is the greatest piece of news ever sent to me on Twitter, and I have to thank Teen Movie Geek for bringing this to my attention because I never would have seen this otherwise. It was revealed that, you know, it's some boring news that they're making a live-action Hunchback of Notre Dame movie.
Who's playing Quasimodo?
Then I continued reading the headline, and I discovered that it is in fact Josh Gad
No.
who is playing Quasimodo, which is the best news I've ever read. And I believe Teen Movie Geek says something like, I guess you could say he'll be sneaking around Notre Dame. Because we always call him the sneakiest Gad.
Sneaky Gad.
So,
Teen Movie Geek, honestly, what a...
bravo, sir.
We applaud you.
So, thank you, Gad, and thank you, Disney, for making our dreams come true. So, I just thought you'd enjoy that. Now,
I did enjoy that.
on to some announcements and such, and just some miscellaneous stuff. GC Green sent some Baby Driver fan art because I got that Baby Driver jacket for Christmas.
Oh, did you? Of us two?
No, just of me.
Oh, okay, then I don't care.
It was awesome. Thank you, GC Green. Yeah, I posted that on Instagram. Bloody great work, and also love that jacket. It's a good thing. JC Comics sent a ton of stuff on the email, so I'm just gonna show you all this real quick. JC Comics is killing it with the
fan art.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's fan art. It's different. It's different stuff that makes me laugh and is kind of awesome. So first he sent this. There's a part in The Office where Jim pays everyone to call Dwight Dwayne. So he photoshopped Dwayne's face over Dwight, which is pretty awesome. The Poorly Planned Podcast movie, directed by Edgar Wright, Andy Serkis, and written by Michael Schur, Johnny Depp, and original music done by Devin Bostick with Exploded Diaper.
Oh, how does he remember that?
John Krasinski is VHL Hudson. Woody Harrelson is FTK Gaming. Pretty amazing, I do have to say.
You have to send like all this stuff to me.
Oh yeah, I don't know what, I think it's from a game or something, but...
Oh yeah.
What game is this from?
I'm not sure, but but I believe you're right.
So, BHL's team, the solo, I get Cruz. Jungle, I get... My team looks way better than yours. I'm just going to spoil this real quick. I get Dwayne Mid. I don't really know what that means.
I'm not
But
sure.
regardless, I do get Pit.
Okay.
Support, I get Circus. And the carry, I get John Wick.
Right.
On the other hand, your solo is Josh Gad. Your jungle is Kevin Hart. Your mid is, or MID, I don't know, it is Cavill, regardless of what it is. Support is Tyrese Gibson. And your carry is Jack Sparrow.
Well, that I agree with.
Which is the only kind of good one that you get there.
Did you just insult Gad?
I mean,
why do you get such cool people?
I don't know, but I love it. Yeah, someone tell me what game that's from. He sent this. Here lies good old Fred. A great big rock fell on his head. I can't remember what this is from.
What the hell is that? Where do you get
Thought
these
you'd
pictures
enjoy
of
that.
me? Are these from the pod?
I think so. And then I think he sent one more thing. Oh yeah, this is just the greatest message I've ever received. So this is awesome. And I was going to post this on Twitter beforehand, but then people would think that I just made it for myself. So I have to prove that it came from someone else on the pod.
That's so... That'd be the saddest.
You as my witness.
Oh my god.
So yeah, JC Comics
Me and
Dude, it sounds like a romantic
the worst
comedy
ever.
So thank you, JC Comics. Give us a good laugh. Bloody great stuff.
Yeah. Now it's getting creepy. I
need to tell this story from over... By the way, how's your Christmas? You get anything cool? He got AirPods, by the way.
Yeah, I can't hear you. I'm too rich,
Thanks.
bitch. Now, tell me the ghost story.
Okay, I just want to clarify first. I don't believe in ghosts. Ghosts are not real.
But there are aliens out there.
I do believe in aliens.
Okay, that's not getting into this. Ghosts aren't real. However, this is just a creepy thing that happened. Over Christmas, I went to America, stayed with my grandpa. Like, our whole family stayed with my grandpa. Has a bloody nice big house. Mm-hmm. And so, the whole family comes over and cousins and that kind of stuff. So, there's a shortage of beds. Someone has to sleep in the basement. I was like, you know what? the man of the family. Get out of here, Papa.
You shun Pudson.
Don't call Papa Hudson Pudson. And then I was like, you know what? I'll sleep in the basement. So I go down there. You know, it's a super creepy basement, but since I've grown up, I've been in that house all my life.
Yeah.
You know, I go there for summer. It doesn't matter. You know, I know it, so I'm not creeped out by it.
You know who sleeps in the basement? Devin Bostic and Tyler Olympican.
Okay, never mind. It was very normal. Buddy, I'm sleeping at the night, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously. That's the whole story. It's fucking absurd. I'm usually such a party animal. And then, like, towards the... I woke up at like 3 o'clock for some, I don't know, teenage life.
Of
and
course.
Then I look over and I see by the door, I see like some like person. It looks like just like a person on their phone, right? Like I thought it was like my cousin or my mom or something came down for some reason, and like they're just looking at the phone because there's like some light glimmering. So I was like, all right, well, what's this? And so I turn on the little bed light and it shines over there. Nothing there, and then I turn it off. I'm like, okay, I just imagined it, or like it's trigger the light.
Yeah.
Then I see the door like slowly creep open. I'm like, okay, it was because like the wind was moving the door open or something. Turn on the light again. Door hasn't moved at all. Now I was like, why is this house so haunted? I mean, I think it's
that's just no.
It was kind of terrifying, but also I think it's a testament to my laziness where I was like, I'm too tired for this shit. I'm just gonna go to sleep and hope nothing kills me. And so I think it must. I mean, it's 3 o'clock and I was super tired. It must have just been like some kind of light. But the second part freaked me out especially because I was sure I saw that door like creeping open. Anyway, I didn't die, and ghosts aren't
Sadly.
real. Then I want to give a very quick explanation on this Patriots Day thing.
All right.
Because
so why do you need to explain?
I was looking at the comments of your New Year's post. Because you posted a picture of you and a bunch of our friends going for New Year's, and someone was like, "Where's BHL?"
Well, like more than you.
Yeah, that hurts.
God, that felt good. Vindication.
And someone was like, "Oh, where's BHL?" Of course, I was invited, but I was in America, guys. Please, I have friends.
He wasn't invited.
And then, I don't know, you said something about Patriots Day, because like, oh, he's so sad, it's like Patriots Day or whatever. And I just clicked for me that I feel like we should explain, because Patriots Day is a movie that's based off like a horrible real-life tragedy. And I want to say, because, you know, we started this like running joke a long time ago, and so I think people might misunderstand. We're not making fun of or like a joke about that actual tragedy. It's because it's a bit of a joke with, I think the two of us especially, that I'm a bit of a movie crybaby. Yeah. And I cry a bit in things I shouldn't cry.
This happened like, what was it, like 2.5 years ago or something, and we're just sitting in class and he turns to me, "Have you seen the Patriots Day trailer?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "I cried."
And so
I'm like, all right.
And so then from then on, you know, it's just been kind of like, it might as well have been like, I don't know, Lord of the Rings or something else I cried in, you know, like it's just making fun of me as kind of way too emotional in movies. It's not actually, it's just a bad example because that's,
you have that reputation with my mom as well. She's like,
really?
Yeah, it's like after we saw a movie, like we went and watched Sausage Party or some shit, and then she was like, "Did he cry?"
man, what the f***? I liked her. But so yeah, I just want to explain that we probably should use a different example because I just realized it might come across that way to someone who doesn't know it. So I just want to put that out there though. And then also one more thing, actually the last thing, because we already talked about this. The last thing, I was listening through some of the older pods just for
you realize what a terrible person you are.
Okay, I just want to clear something up. The first episode in particular, which I listened back to, I was such a fucking tool. I am the worst person in that first podcast, and I imagine it's probably that for like the first 10. And I think I might be wrong, but I think you can testify that I wasn't that much of an asshole in real life.
No, you were.
Because like
I cried when I left.
you know, you take it as a good sport or everything. And I think I'm trying to think like why I did that. And I'm thinking like initially I wanted it to kind of be this dynamic where, because you didn't really know much about movies, and then I would kind of like be the audience, you know, like being mad at you for not knowing that. But I'm just a dick. I'm so awful. I want to punch myself. Like I'm like, this guy is such an, like, who would want to listen to this? It's a horrible.
What do you say?
I'm just telling you to shut up all the time. And I'm like, you don't know anything. You're terrible. You get out of my house. And it's all joking, but sometimes I just started crying. It sounds really serious, and I'm just like, because I'm not 100% sure, but I'm very certain that I wasn't like that in real life.
Well, you were.
This friendship is a sham.
Your mom pays me to hang out with you.
So I just want to say sorry officially.
Well,
and now I feel like
apology not accepted. I feel like the tables have turned.
Yeah, whenever I stumble over a word or something. So I feel like I'm more in the clear now since you've bullied me enough.
This is just so you could call me out and say I'm a terrible person.
But yeah, I just want to say that I think I was trying to do some kind of character or exaggeration, because I promise you I'm not that big of a douchebag in real life.
You guys can all see after this pod how much of a tool and terrible friend he is.
Yeah, don't go back and listen to that first episode. There's so many, I don't know. Honestly, there are some moments where I was like, oh, that's okay. That's kind of funny. But sometimes I'm like, oh my god. So anyway, just wanted to put that out there on the internet once and for all. And I imagine 5 years or something, I'm going to look back on this and be like, genuinely, I think in a few years, we're going to look back on this and we're going to laugh, but we're also going to be like, we were so stupid. I think we'll still be really stupid, but we'll be stupid in a different way.
Yeah, it'll be, I don't know, we'll just be stupid.
And then 5 years after that, we'll look back again. So, hey.
We'll say we're f***ing clever.
Those were the good old days. So, hey, anyway, just want to put that out there. So, thank you for listening to this 34th episode of the Poorly Planned Podcast. No guarantees, but we're hoping maybe to bring the podcast back a little bit more often than last year.
No promises, but
yeah,
every day.
Definitely no promises, but we'll see what we can do. I hope you enjoyed this episode. You can find me on YouTube, BHL Hudson, Instagram, Twitter, BHL_Hudson, email the pod at bhlhudsonvids@gmail.com.
You can find me on YouTube at FDK Space Gaming, where
You might be posting a little...
I might be posting a little... Let's not spoil it, but keep your eyes and ears open for that. You can find me on Twitter at FTK_AdultSniper. I post every second, basically, I'd say. Where else can you find me?
Instagram.
Instagram, FDalgard.
Thank you so much for watching, or listening. Probably listening. Definitely listening. You don't watch these.
Sensing.
Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time. Wow.